All right, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. It's your good friend Pozzible here, and I'm doing what I do best and what I love to do, and that is review movies. Now, this one's going to be my first review. It's going to be the actual review of this movie. There's going to be another one later, so they're not going to be spoilers here. I'm going to be very good at making sure that this movie is very lightly touched upon, so that you can decide whether or not you're going to see it, and you're going to decide whether or not it's worthy. And that movie, of course, is the great movie Doctor Who, Day of the Doctor, the one thing we've been working for. Now, I don't know about you, but I have been building for this moment. I have been working my butt off for this moment, staying up sometimes till 2 in the morning, watching the episodes of Doctor Who, trying desperately hard to catch up on the action, on what's happening and understand of what's going on before I saw this movie. Now, I did not see Night of the Doctor yet, and to be honest, I still haven't seen it. I didn't want that to influence my review of this movie. Now, I'm a big Doctor Who fan, so you might be wondering why, as a Doctor Who fan, I put a pass on this movie. Wouldn't I give this movie a see it? Wouldn't I give this movie a go for it? Must see, awesome movie, but no, I'm giving it a pass? Well, there's some reasons for this. The first reason I'm giving this a pass is because this is meant for Whovians. This is meant for people who have watched the series. And I really need to stress that. If you have not watched the series, you shouldn't be watching this movie yet. You gotta catch up on everything else first. This is not a movie. This is a TV special, and this is kind of a build-up to everything we've seen seasons 1 through 7, or in my case, season 1 through 7.5 of the new seasons, okay? Hulu doesn't have the current season. Netflix doesn't have the seasons at all. So I left off at the Snowmen episode. That's the last episode I saw, with Clara being his companion, so to speak. Clara is a mystery, and in this case, when we meet up with Clara in this Doctor Who, she's somewhat of a solved mystery, I guess. But when I last met her, she was a really big mystery. So I look forward to learning more about that. The Doctor Who Day of the Doctor, like I said, it's a build-up movie. But also, I have to be honest, it's a build-up to a letdown. I don't want to say too much about this. The movie gives you what you want, which is David Tennant and Matt Smith together as the Doctor battling the world. You would expect something as good as David Tennant's invasion story. Remember the Stolen Earth and Journey's End? Well, those I was expecting something that good, something that would pull in that many things. In Stolen Earth, David Tennant brought everyone in. He brought in Rose. He brought in Captain Jack. He brought in Sarah Jane. Thank you. Sorry about that. So he brought in all these people. And I was expecting something that big. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't want to put that all in here. Too many cooks can ruin the broth. So we've just got these two, which is more than enough. Believe me, having David Tennant and Matt Smith banter about and be both the Doctor, perfect. Funny, hilarious. I remember watching the pre-show when David Tennant finally showed up again. The crowd went wild. And everyone loved it. But what happened in this movie? Well, I shouldn't call it a movie. It's a TV show. It's a TV special. Okay, we in the States had to pay to see it in theaters, whereas everyone in the UK, I think, got to see it on their televisions. But this was a big setup to a fizzle. I mean, it had everything it needed. It had an invasion, but the invasion fell flat, And then they had to solve the Doctor's ultimate dilemma, but again, that fell flat. And it just didn't explode. It just didn't, ramp up. It's like you're building, and then you just fall in. It just fell on its face. That's how I ultimately feel about this. Do I give this a pass for Whovians, for people who like Doctor Who and everything? No. If you are a big Doctor Who fan, you have to watch this show. This isn't just a show. This is a tie-in. This tells you pretty much what Season 8 is going to be about. This is a setup. And that's one thing I guess that kind of hit me took me by surprise. This was a setup for what's happening next. Not so much closure on what's already happened, but a look to the future. And after all, this is Doctor Who. It's all about time travel, huh? I'm very looking forward to the next season. I like the teases they put in here, the jokes they put in here. This movie is great for Whovians. And if you're a Whovian, then it's a must-see. But if you're not a Whovian, if you haven't seen it, it's a pass. Okay? Let's be honest, guys. This movie was definitely meant for the fans, only for the fans, and that's why I loved it. Because it was just meant for people who understood. If I would have taken my family to go see this, they would be ultimately confused. Because they haven't seen a single episode. And I had to catch up on all the episodes just for this movie. And it was worth it. I can be honest, it was worth it. Well, guys, that's it for me today. We'll catch you next time.